after that. I mean,
La 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 la.
That's how you
la.
you gonna do the whole thing?
No, I'm not gonna do it.
No? I mean, I'm feeling good. I wonder how you guys are all feeling in the chat, so let us know. We want to hear the emotions. We want to hear what your tactical take was. We want to just get your players of the game, all kinds of things, because we're going to go over all of it here. We're going to do our stock rising, our stock falling, our headlines. But I just want to get kind of an emotional state, like a level. Give me a level like 1 to 10. Jessica, Jen, where are you guys at? Like,
I think I'm at about a 9.
Yeah?
9.
Yeah, I think that there was moments in that game where we were thinking we needed that third goal badly, because it wasn't pretty, was it? But I do think a 9 is good because the work is not quite done. I think we all kind of know there's still some more work to do, but in terms of this game and putting it behind us, a solid 9. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as Jessica, but I do want to say a 10 because a win's a win. We got those 3 points, and that's what really mattered.
Yeah, those 3 points. I mean, we've said it's win or go home for the last couple games now, but this one was genuinely win or go home. If we didn't get 3 points here, it would have been next to impossible to make the playoffs. Although, you know, there is a long road ahead of us to make sure we still make playoffs, but this sure feels good knowing that we aren't done just yet.
well, what I love is you didn't get the score right, Jen, but we called it a sketchy win, and that's what it kind of felt like. But at this point, it doesn't matter,
Who
right?
did get the score right?
I don't think anyone did.
He did.
Did you get a 3-1?
Connor did.
I got it right.
I don't want to give you. I don't want to celebrate anything Connor
Pew,
Klopp
pew, pew,
does.
pew, pew, pew.
No, we don't have a lasers budget. Calm it down. All right, people. As you just found out, we don't have a lasers budget, but we do have a budget to give you all the best takes of what happened in this match. So we're going to go over it in detail. We like to do it with headlines. We do it with stock rising, stock falling. The first place we like to go is headlines. It's just kind of our overall feeling of the match and something that kind of, you know, you could do something punny, something cute. I don't know, something like that. Connor Klopp is the man of the hour with the perfect score call. What was your headline from this match?
All I do is win.
Okay, why?
Because we won.
Because not all we do is win. However, to start this new season within the season, we are undefeated in the season within the season.
Undefeated in the season within a season, but this game, although there were some defensive plays that weren't the best, this was the LAFC we do know and love. We controlled the match. We created many chances. We converted three of those. We're talking about we needed 3 goals. We got 3 goals. This is like I said, this is the LAFC we know and love. The LAFC that knows how to win. From the beginning to the match to the very end. You know, when it was 2-1 in the 80th minute, maybe there was a slight nervousness, but most of the way through, I was confident in us getting the 3 points all game today.
Run with slight nervousness, one of the YouTube, because I feel like it wasn't a slight nervousness. It was a long period of time. Almost from the start of that second half where I felt like we were nervous. Were you guys feeling that, or am I just leaning into my own worries?
Yeah, I think every single time that San Jose came down the pitch and got a shot, me and Jen were like, you know, because we thought like we definitely needed that third goal to solidify ourselves. But one thing that I did see today that I'm not used to really seeing from the team over the last couple of weeks is the fight. You know, there were several players that saved balls off of the line. You know, they tracked runners, they made tackles, and I thought that made the difference in a game that you guys described as probably a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, how'd they pull out of the sketchiness, Jen? How did they right the ship?
I think it was just one word. It was grit. It was that grit to get those points and get that win. I mean, during the game, I was grabbing Jessica. It was a very sketchy game, but overall, it was a great game full of emotions. It was all about emotions and grit, to be honest.
Emotions and grit. I feel like that describes Connor a little bit.
That describes me top to bottom.
Emotions and gritty, because more like Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. You look a little like Gritty.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, stop it. All right, so that was Connor's headline, All I Do Is Win. By the way, this is our new booth. We're undefeated in this new booth, so I guess we're staying. So guys, unpack your things. We're staying here longer. Jen, what was your headline from the match?
You know, mine is probably everything's going to be all right because I heard it over the loudspeaker and I was like, oh, perfect, everything's going to be all right. And it definitely gave me a sense of calmness, and I hope it gives a sense of calmness to the LAFC community too.
Well, move it forward now, because now 5 matches to go, 5 in our season within the season. Do you really feel like everything's going to be all right? What's the trajectory now?
I think it's one game at a time, game by game. Let's just relax a little bit, focus on the next game. That's Dallas. We got it.
How do you build off of this to Dallas? This was kind of a makeshift lineup. I mean, we're still waiting for Carlos Vela, Edward Atuesta.
It was a makeshift lineup, but the performance was very good, all things considered. Second half wasn't as good as the first half, but like I said, very good performance for the team we had on the field. Now we go to Dallas away. Minnesota away. No, originally I would have been a little scared to go to Minnesota away, but based on their recent form and kind of knowing our capabilities, I feel somewhat confident going into those games, knowing that, we're going to leave everything on the field. We saw from the players today that they know it's do or die. So no matter the result, they're going to give everything they can on the field. And if that's the mentality we're going in with, I'm not too nervous going into Dallas and Minnesota.
Jessica, Dallas doesn't have much to play for. So we're all hyped. Is it one of those things where we might be able to steamroll them? We're all happy, or should we be worried going into? I hate this word. Is it a trap game?
It's a potential banana skin. That's what I like to call them.
I like that better. I'm gonna
potential
go with that.
banana skin. A team that has nothing to lose can really hurt you, because they just figure, why not? Let's go for it. And I think it's important for LAFC to keep their composure. They have to. They played really well today. You don't want to throw that away by going into the Dallas game thinking, we've done it already. And if you guys don't mind, because this kind of goes with my headline, if I could just go ahead and say it, I think
you're the boss, go.
Yeah, 1 cup final down, 5 more to go. Every single game from here on out is a cup final, regardless of who you're playing. It doesn't matter if it's the best team or the worst one. Dallas is a banana skin, and I hope that they bring the same energy to Dallas, because if we do that, I feel like we'll win most of our games going into the end of the season.
We need one of those stars from Mario Kart.
Yeah,
So we don't
we do.
like
that.
banana skin.
Yep.
Just boss through everybody.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
That's Carlos Vela.
Where can we find? Oh,
Did I
is
say
it?
that? Did I say that?
Why so?
Who said that?
Why would Carlos Vela be
Because he's
that?
the best player in MLS. I don't want all this nonsense that he hasn't been good this season. He's struggled with injuries all season. When he's back and fit and on LAFC, we're a much better team.
Well, I'm curious about this. I want to kind of keep going with the way we're going. We're feeling good after one, but we've talked about this as the season within the season. 6 matches in 23 games. Is it good that now we're going back out on a Wednesday? Or Jen, if you were playing, would you want that week of training to maybe rest your body? How would you feel at this moment?
Honestly, I'd want to play on Wednesday. I think the boys definitely have that confidence, that momentum going. It's all about momentum and rhythm, I think, when you're on the field. So I think going into Wednesday, they have that intensity, they have that grit, and I think that they'll be ready to play. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Well, they know the task at hand. They know it's a cup final. So they're going to roll into Dallas. Now, it could be a banana skin, but they're going to roll in knowing what they need to do, and they're going to give their all. So that's why I am so confident.
You are very confident. I can feel it. It's kind of weird.
It's all
I
Marco
love it.
Farfan.
I love the energy.
It's all Marco Farfan. Well, I don't know how confident you'd be on that. Although Marco Farfan did have a very good game. I don't really have a headline for this one because I was just like so scatterbrained through all this.
That's your headline, scatterbrain.
Yes, scatterbrain. That's how it felt. It was the cliche tale of two halves. But at the end of the day, mentality is what won the day for LAFC, because I really felt that push that San Jose was making. It's not that they seemed scared, but they felt it. They really felt it. They suffered through it. And they kind of said, guys, we don't have our best, but let's just kind of get through it. And then luckily San Jose pushes numbers forward. They get it out to Brian Rodriguez, who, by the way, I heard Brian Rodriguez did not arrive back in Los Angeles until about 1 a.m. this morning.
And he got an assist.
And he gets an assist on the pivotal goal. So for me, that's all mentality. That's all. Sometimes you don't have your best, even though that first half was probably one of the best halves I'd seen them play, at least in this part of the season.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout to Vince, because he said the most important factor of this game would be the first 5 minutes of both halves. Second half wasn't the best, but that first half, we got a goal.
Yeah.
And it really set the tempo of the entire first half.
So new headline is shout out to Vince.
Shout out to Vince.
Or maybe I'm your stock rising.
Hashtag, you're
Well, speaking of
you're
stock
always my
rising, let's go to
stock
stock rising. I'll let you think about it. I mean, you can change, but I think you should still go with Vince. Jessica, what was your stock rising from this match?
Brian Rodriguez, I think that, and that's probably a weird one, but it kind of goes to what you guys were saying about him coming in at 1 a.m. and coming in and being kind of like that spark off of the bench. He got an assist. He was very positive with his runs. He created issues for the San Jose defense, and I think it's a really simple one for me. He was the guy that came in and changed the game for me in a part of the game where I felt like we were losing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think B-Rod's somebody that we have a lot of high hopes for, still 21, 22 years old. Coming off international duty, I think he did that. So yeah, he's my stock rising.
What does it do for you when you've got a guy that, because like literally every time he got the ball, he was like, I'll take this guy on. I'm not scared of anything. I don't care what the scoreline is. I mean, there was one time where he got the ball and like had to right his feet and then look up and he's like, oh, it's Judson? Let's go, bro. But what does that do for your team to have a player that, look, I can pass him the ball, and then he's not going to just give it back up right away. He's going to try to use some responsibility and try to do something maybe special even.
It's good but you also have to take into account how many times it works. It does get frustrating some games when he tries to take on a player and he doesn't get by him once, but then it works 1 out of 10 times, and it's great. And against the Galaxy,
60% of the time, it works every time.
sure, whatever.
You don't know what movie that's from, do you? God.
I don't know.
Watch some movies already.
What's
To
a
be fair,
movie?
I don't know either.
Anchorman.
I also don't know.
Anchorman. All the LAFC fans, the big Will Ferrell
Will
fans, will know
Ferrell.
that that's from Anchorman. And Jen, I'm going to throw it to you because you've been on the pitch, and I'm sure you've played with some players that were what Connor said. They're that type of player where you're so talented, and when it's working, it's so awesome. And when it's not working, you're like, I don't even want to pass you the ball anymore, but I have to. Like, how does it work in that system?
I mean, I think with Brian, I was so amazed by how he was just slicing and dicing and just putting on a show. And coming in at 1 a.m., that's amazing and impressive with just who he is. But it could get a little frustrating at times. I mean, you want to go forward, but also when that happens and it doesn't work, then you're counterattacked, which just is a whole nother problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got especially when you're trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead.
Especially when you're LAFC.
Yeah, you don't want to do the emergency fending all the time. Okay, I'm gonna come back to Jen because I just went to her, and now I'm gonna go to you because I think you still have
Yeah.
your stock rising.
Vince.
I'd like you to say Vince.
Vince.
Okay, no, but what was your stock?
I think across the board, LAFC, each player individually had a really good game. There was
Oh, just everybody.
I'm
Come on.
gonna single one player out, but I do want to just give almost everyone a good shout. Everyone put on a good individual performance, but I'm gonna give my stock rising to Jamal Blackman. I think
Interesting.
he's only played 2 games with the club. His first game, right? Galaxy in this game.
Yeah.
He
Just-
played again.
I'm just trying to keep going.
Don't
You're good.
try to psych me out.
Yeah.
He didn't have the best game against the Galaxy, but in the second half, San Jose had a fair amount of chances, and every time Jamal was there, except there was one weird error from a corner that turned into a goal. But overall, for the amount of shots that were on target and Jamal was able to stop it, it made me happy because that's a problem we have a lot. And I'm not going to say that he's going to be our number 1 forever now because we do that with every single keeper that has one good game. And we still have a goalkeeping problem, but I would like to give Jamal Blackman a shout because he did have a good game in my eyes.
Well, I mean, he made me very nervous, but at the end of the day, he did make some very good saves. What was your take?
I mean, I was just going to ask you, Vince, because we had kind of spoken about this after the Portland match. You know, was there an opportunity for another goalkeeper to come in? Blackman had just kind of arrived. You know, do you think that, what does he have to do from now until the end of the season to be that number 1 over Romero, who for me didn't really do a bad job, but maybe didn't give you that security that you wanted? I mean, he's a really young goalkeeper, you know, so what do you think?
I mean, I need to see some personality from him. You know, he's a 6'7" goalkeeper. And I don't believe that he's commanded his box in any of these instances. He finally did make some nice saves. He did not have that yet that he could count on, that he could say, you know, at least I made some nice saves in some big moments. But I'm still a little worried with the ball in the box when he comes out. I mean, he's 6'7", and I don't think anyone's scared of him. And if I've got a 6'7" goalkeeper, I need him to be terrifying attackers.
Yeah, I mean, being that tall, you need to use your voice, you need to use that authority, especially as a goalie. Use that leadership that a goalie needs to have. And I think with that, you can definitely make a difference from the defense all the way to your forwards.
Do you think it's the pink hair? Maybe if he gets rid of the pink hair?
I like
mean,
the pink hair.
As a guy with earrings and has had pink hair at some time in his life when he had hair,
We're going to have to
say
find a
go-
photo
I
of
say
that.
Go with it, man. Hey, man, you got to intimidate people. You got to throw them off the game because they look at you and they're like, he's not intimidating, and then you scare
And then got it.
scare the
Okay.
living hell out of them.
Is that what you did in your playing days?
So can't you tell?
We're going off track here.
We
Let's
are
get
going
back
off
on
track. Let's get back on track by going to Jen's stock rising. What was your what was your stock rising for
Okay,
this match?
mine is super random, but I would have to say Kim because he had that one save first half that could have changed the game completely. And I stuck with that, and I told Jess that's my stock rising, and I didn't look back.
Well, I like where you're going with that because there has been moments this year where it seems like Kim could have done more.
Yeah.
And didn't. And this time he did extra. He did the extra. If that would have gone in and he didn't get there in time, no one would have blamed Kim. But there's been times where he didn't do the extra. Maybe he couldn't have done anything anyways. And it was like, come on, man, we got to see a little bit more from you.
I think offensively he did a very good job as well, so providing support on that right wing. So I agree with
I thought both the wingbacks were pretty good. How did you guys feel about the wingbacks? I mean, Raheem is Raheem, right? So Raz is going to do his
Raz,
thing.
the
Yeah,
dream.
I'm going to make it
Razzle
stick.
dazzle.
Raz or the dream, he's going to do his thing, and he's going to be unorthodox in the way he does it. But I thought that he was very good in initiating the press at a high up level to
Yeah.
win balls back. Because I thought the counter press, just in general, was very good. That would, if I had a stock rising, it would be the counter press and the reactions of the team. Because especially in that first half, they were winning balls half the pitch. I mean, San Jose was like, we're used to a team that is so unorganized. Who is this? Who is this team? And I think they were really taken aback by it. What did you think of the
I think
wingbacks?
I'm still not convinced with Raheem's end product. Like his positioning is good, his pressing has been fine, but in the final third, setting in those inch perfect crosses, or cutting back and playing to someone else, the decision making's a little off, as well as defensively, just not marking tight enough sometimes. So I'm not convinced on Raheem yet,
Mhm.
but it was a good game, so you got to give it to him.
Well, somehow you've convinced a bunch of people in the chat that we're going to the Cup.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
I mean,
We are.
you're-
It's happening.
you're in-
That's not like a prediction.
your
That's like just
enthusiasm is
what's gonna
infectious.
happen.
Do it right into that camera. Just do it.
We're gonna win MLS Cup.
Okay.
Clip that.
I want to.
Run it on all
I
socials.
want to go back to the wingbacks just real quick before we go to stock falling, because I want to get these two's take on it tactically. What you saw from the wingbacks, is it working for you? Is it something that we should be continuing to see? I think we're probably going to continue to see it, but has it gotten better? I feel like it's gotten better.
I think it got better. For me, with the wingback system, the most important thing is plugging up spaces and making sure that you're compact. And I think defensively, we got that where we weren't getting it before. It was like, what's the point of having all these additional, players in the midfield and in your back line if you're not going to get that stability? And we definitely got that offensively. I don't think we really got the most bang for our buck in terms of final product, as Connor already said. But in terms of defensively, that's what you're looking for when you have your wingbacks, and we got it.
But we did get 3 goals at the end of the day. I
This
mean,
is true.
and so what's the most frustrating about LAFC is, I'll get into my stock down, but there were some chances we blew. But at the end of the day, we still got 3 goals. Another good shout for stock rising. I think Danny Musovski had a wonderful game in the first half.
Good finish.
Good finish, but kept pressing, kept providing chances, and
Hold up play was very good today. He was a little bit quicker in his hold up play, which is always smarter. for
But
him.
the front line seemed a little more connected. They seemed on the same page. They were, especially like that first 15 minutes. I was like, we're gonna win this game 10-0.
Well,
What's
again,
happening?
I think a lot of that had to do with the wingbacks. The wingbacks, when they're not playing well, are so either too deep or too far forward, and then you're so disconnected because
Sure.
to Jessica's point, you have a bunch of people in the midfield, and if they're bypassed easily, then why do you have those people? And now you're defending with less numbers, or you're just defending with numbers that are so far back that they're not able to do anything. I agree with you. The final product from both sides, Kim Moonwan and Raheem's crossing. I think as a general theme for LAFC, our crossing is not the best. It's not the
great.
best. That could easily be a stock falling. So why don't we move into our stock falling? Connor, what was your stock falling from this match?
Sifu. I think overall, I think he didn't have a bad game.
It's tough because you're asking him. You're saying
overall,
you're saying
he
he should
didn't
just
have a bad
finish it
game.
off. He's the type of player that should be finishing those
And
chances. That's what you're saying.
There were 2 clear-cut opportunities.
One in each half.
One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and this is not.
What did I text you guys after you said about it?
I don't read your text.
Uh,
I said that
What's that?
hopefully that's not going to come back to bite us because that's the chance. I legitimately, if it's 3-0 at halftime, I don't even
No,
know
we're
if San
seeing
Jose
what the
comes
game-
back out of the tunnel. I think they're just like, let's pack it up.
Yeah,
Let's go home.
3-0 is a done deal. You just kind of pack it up and you start playing kids and giving them minutes. At 2-0, you give somebody an opportunity to come back into the game. And Jen and I, we were screaming when he missed that first chance just right down there in front of us. I just thought he needs to finish those. And it's harsh because Seafood doesn't usually have bad games.
Mhm.
He's usually pretty influential whether he scores or not. But for him to get to that next level, he has to be putting those chances away. That's the difference between, a team coming back or not. So for me, I want to see him get better at that. But it feels like I'm nitpicking because I still think he had a pretty good game.
That's the thing. He had a good game against Portland. He missed a sitter
Exactly.
as well.
Well, maybe
And
that ghost that caused him to miss that sitter in Portland is still
The
around.
ghost of Carlos Vela.
Oh, stop.
oh no.
But he missed 2 clear-cut opportunities. 2, one on either end, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Just put it on target. If the goalkeeper saves it, fine.
Don't try to hit it so hard. I
Actually,
feel
like
like he's
6
trying
yards
to
out.
kill the net.
Actually, it goes up into the star.
Well, actually, that's what I was going to ask you too. When you two were screaming, were you screaming, why are you trying to pick out the top corner?
Why are you trying to hit it so
I don't
He
think
looked
he was
up.
thinking.
Uh-huh.
We saw him look up, and I was like, okay, he has it. He look up, you place it. Nope, straight over, which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It has happened to me, so I'm not gonna say
No,
anything.
never,
But
never.
Sifu is power over precision.
Right.
All the time. And when you're 6 yards from goal, I mean, usually you think, just bang it in. Just
Well, that's what he maybe tried to do.
And then
Maybe he should have just eased up off the accelerator a little bit.
Do you think
Yeah,
he was
he-
thinking of the last goal he missed?
Well,
you
but
think
that's
it's
what I'm wondering.
a
So
mental
you
thing?
you put one, you try to
That
pick out
would've
the
been
corner,
funny.
top corner. Yeah, that's gonna look sexy and it's gonna look cool, but you missed it. The next one you blast over. Is he not learning from his mistakes then? Because he then just tried to hit his hard.
I think he's thinking of the highlights and what it's going to be like when they're playing it over and over. And it's like you see the net rippling and it's like that big, big shot. But just place it, Sifu, please, because that's 2 goals that he's missing out on. And I think he's on track to being, LAFC's player of the season. But if he keeps missing those chances, I can easily see Chicho getting it.
He's on. Oh yeah, I was gonna give Chicho a shout, but then you got there before me, so I'll just be quiet then.
That's why she's gonna say.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. She's
Well,
the
but to the
expert, and I'm
point,
not.
that I think the bigger point that we're trying to make is he did have a very good game, all in all.
Yeah.
But we're now within, I'm gonna say it again, the season within the season. The margins are that much thinner. He has to be making those chances because we don't have time to look. If we're gonna look back and go, yeah, it would have been cool if that gone in. By that time, it might be while we're all on our couch watching the playoffs.
Well, it's important to be aware that we did finish 3 clear chances and scored 3 goals, which is good.
Mhm.
But let's say those goals are not there, and those are the 2 chances we have all game. And if Sifu's gonna blow them over the bar each time, could be detrimental.
And that's what we saw earlier in that graphic that showed, our expected goal differential and all the chances that we missed. That was a good, we can look at the 3 goals that we scored, but ultimately we definitely need to be putting those away because they're easy chances. So it's typical LAFC, but I would expect them to get better at it over time.
So if there's 50% of water in a glass, would you consider that half full or half empty?
That's a real question.
I'm a little bit more on the. I would prefer us to make sure we're
let's
as
go down
perfect
the
as possible.
What are you, pessimist? What are you, optimist?
I'm an optimist.
Connor doesn't. Connor just.
I
drink,
drink
Connor
the
drinks
water.
it.
I drink the
Connor drinks the
water.
water. That.
I am the water.
We knew.
Okay. And you're
We-
the cup.
Yeah, and I'm the cup. I'm the one that carries us through this all. And I will continue to do so by passing us to the next person down the line, Jen, not Jessica. Jen, what was your stock falling from this match?
Sifu as well. I mean, we've already kind of talked about it, but I do think as a professional player, you need to finish those chances. But also, I asked Jess, I said, I mean, is he having a bad game? I mean, I didn't want to, but at the same time, she's like, no, he's not, but he does need to finish those chances as we talked about.
Well, and to the point that I brought up again, if it's 3-0, the second half is a lot different. We don't have to work quite as hard. 6 matches, 23 days. So if we're finishing chances, maybe we can conserve a little bit of energy for those next matches.
some
or am I
substitutions?
thinking too much? I mean,
No.
they shouldn't be thinking about that, but when they make those chances, these are opportunities to do that, right?
Yeah, it's an opportunity to get players rest and make some rotations. So I do think it's fine margins. And it's not things that you think of naturally, but it does make a difference. But ultimately, good performance, but something we need to work on. If we get 3-0 up against Dallas, we can easily, rotate some of our higher performers out and give some other people minutes that we may need later on in the season. So it is important, I think.
Can I go off script really quick?
No.
You've been doing it all day, but yes, what do you got?
I think originally the lineup was going to be Bryce in the middle and Latif as a wingback.
That's what we were told, yeah.
And moving Latif into the middle and having Kim as fullback, I think, painted a completely different game. I think
Yes.
the result could have been completely different based on how Latif played in the wingback position against the Galaxy.
That's a really good shout.
So I'd give
Well, I
that
think
credit to Bob Bradley.
Another honorable mention, Latif Blessing, I think, was very
Yep.
good in this match.
in the
everyone's
midfield.
just happy.
In the
Everyone's good.
midfield.
Everyone did great.
Well, let's go back to our midfielder that we said could be better. Jen, how does he break out of it? Like, what does he do? What should he do?
Score.
You
Extra
know,
shooting practice?
Connor, I think we're on the same page today.
Score.
Today.
Just-
I think scoring gives you so much confidence and so much, obviously, happiness. It gives you, any time you score, it gets you out of the funk,
Right.
always.
Just like
But
doing
what
you're
would
supposed
you
to
do like when you knew that scoring would get you out of it? How did you like kind of
Get to
break it down, like micro? What were the little bits that you put together in your game to bring it back?
You just have to grit it out and go for it. I think with this team, it is what it is. What you're seeing is who they are, and I think I believe that they can win the cup as well. They just have to put in all that grit and stay focused, stay on the right path, and just execute the games.
Do you ever go back and just like watch game tape of like when you were really good and you're like,
Oh my
"I
God,
could do this
every
again,"
night.
or something like that? Like maybe that's something because to Jessica's point, we're talking about the MVP of our team for long stretches, even when Carlos was on the pitch.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm gonna go back to it. It's like he's seen a ghost.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like maybe he's thinking about the celebration before the goal or something, but something is not right.
Yeah, I think as a player, you go through so many ups and downs in your career, and hopefully, I mean, this is just a minor down for him, and hopefully he comes out stronger.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Bounce back, bounce higher. Jessica, we need to get your stock falling. What was your stock falling from this match?
I don't think there is anybody too egregiously bad where I need to like go in on them or anything like that. I would say San Jose's weird juju over us because they beat us twice, and to be honest, I don't think they're a better team than us. I don't think they ever really played better than us. I think it was more we were bad than they were good. And so that weird juju that they had over us and them beating us those 2 times, they didn't get the triple over us or whatever. We were able to break that little bit of bad form against a team that I just don't really rate that highly, if I'm really honest. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I think the team played so good. There's no real reason to like sit there and like really beat down on anybody for minor things. We are nitpicking here, and I like that. I think that's a good thing. When you're nitpicking, you played well. So, haha, San Jose, you couldn't beat us this time. I do not think that team is good. I really do.
I just love Jess really like turning the screws on Matias Almeida's team. She's like, "You're not good."
I liked at
Love
one
it.
point in the game, near the end, the San Jose supporters were about just over here, and then the LAFC fans were chanting, "We can't hear you," which was always fun.
Well, what was also fun is they brought like 50 people. That's also the same amount at San Jose. It was about.
They have like
It was all. That was all. That was
they
like,
brought all the they
that
brought
was
all
like-
their
yeah,
supporters.
that was like
today.
all their supporters actually. So, in some ways, good turnout for them.
Good turnout. for
Good
them.
turnout for them. All right, so
Oof.
we've gone through our headlines. We've gone through our stock up, stock rising. Let's kind of get some final thoughts here again as we are undefeated in our new booth. We are undefeated to start the season within the season. We now have 5 matches to go, but they're coming fast. Wednesday we'll be back at it in Dallas, and they'll actually go from Dallas to Minnesota. So it's a good chance actually for the guys to maybe kind of come together and really like say like, guys, we've got to bear down. Let's do this. So Jess, what is your final thought on this? It could be on the match or going forward. What do you got?
I can go to sleep tonight feeling good about my team. Over the last couple of weeks, it's been rough. I would say the second half of the season in total has been really rough. And it wasn't like the other wins where we barely kind of scraped it. And it was like, I mean, this one wasn't perfect, but we did feel more in control. And that gives me some confidence going into this really difficult end of the season. So for me, I can rest, go to sleep, feel good about my team. And again, this is without Carlos Vela. This is without Eduardo Tuesta. This is without Diego Rossi, who's left to go to Fenerbahce. This was
Zada?
without Brian Rodriguez in the first half. So for me, like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty happy moment right now. Like I said, a win's a win, and I think we need to take this momentum, this energy, this great happy energy to Dallas, and just win again.
Yeah, just
easy
keep
as
it
that.
rolling. You
Keep
can't-
it going.
Like you just almost like, you want to take the good things from this, but you almost just put it behind you, right? And because each game, as you said, it's a cup final every one, so it's
It's
kind of like
done.
it's a fresh new
It's
game.
done.
Dallas,
Exactly.
we win. Doesn't matter what happened in San Jose, we just win. If we win in Dallas, Minnesota, we just win. We don't care about what happened in Dallas. Is that kind
Yeah.
of the mentality?
Like Jess said, play every game like it's your last. I think that's the mentality that should be in the locker room, and especially there's a bunch of good vibes in the locker room right now. I could probably hear it from here, but I think they
Probably
need to
dancing.
keep that momentum going.
I just want to needle some Arsenal supporters. Just normally, Arsenal probably play before LAFC, and like you could get that out of the way. And sometimes, but this time LAFC's played first, and then Arsenal. So are we feeling like they set up the
What's
weekend for
happening
you?
here? What is happening here? I feel attacked. No,
Stop
but
attacking.
yeah. I don't know. Jason is the producer of the show. and
I
he's
just
the
love- I
Arsenal
know, I'm
fan,
just
so
saying you-
I think we might need to find a new host. I'm not
You
really
said you
loving
got
the
to go
host
to
at this point.
No, I'm just asking. You said you got to go to bed tonight. You're
I
gonna go to bed very happy. But
I keep these
but
things
does the
very,
dread-
very
Does the
separate.
dread start anew when the morning happens?
I kept these things very, very separate. I like to enjoy my LAFC when my Arsenal's not doing great. And let's just think about Arsenal on Monday.
Jessica, how's the Juventus doing this season? Just to.
Did you guys happen to see that Champions League game against the reigning Champions League winners, Chelsea? I think we put the screws to them pretty well. So I think.
Isn't
we
this an
know-
LAFC show?
Yeah.
What's happening
Let's
here?
go LAFC.
This is a,
Let's talk about Coventry.
this is a Vince LaRosa show, and then LAFC. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Um,
Jen, did you have a thought you wanted to add on, or did you want to
you know,
just keep rolling with the keep?
I'm just so happy that we won.
Yeah.
Let's
Happy
just
vibes.
happy vibes all around. Let's
Is
keep
this
it
your-
going.
Is this your first win? First time you
No,
won?
my
Okay.
first
First
show
time
was
she
my first
came,
one.
we won.
First show. Okay, you won. Okay. Well, then we gotta keep Jen around. Okay, Connor.
My thoughts. This is a very good win. I actually forgot what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna just
Oh, I thought
roll.
you just wanted to get very because you went.
It's very, very. I thought he was going to say something like profound.
I
and
was
deep.
going to, but I forgot. So
Go back.
Connor, you were the architect of this because you have that
I
dream wall that
manifested.
you put it all together with the yarn and everything for the big
Yeah.
show.
How many days left?
That actually that's not scripted. That was we were just showing up to see
that was
Connor
my
before we
my
were shooting.
bedroom.
Yeah, and that's what he had on his wall. And yeah, nice tie, but what's with the short sleeves?
What do you mean?
Okay.
What are we
You don't like
talking
'em?
about?
Look like
I
a
got-
Mormon.
I got rockets for arms. Got to show them off.
Oh God. Okay. Did you remember what your thought was?
Absolutely not.
No?
But every game must win. So pumped going into these next couple games,
And all we do is win.
no matter what.
No matter.
Got money on my mind.
Cue the song.
The timing on that was what was so good. All right, that's going to do it for us, guys. It's a good start, as we said, to the season within the season. That's 1 win out of the 6. I think we're going to need about 13 to 15 points total, so we're 3 ways there. But, guys, we got a lot coming up for you this week, including a midweek game. Midweek game, that means we have away days from home. That's going to be in the studio on Wednesday. But before that, the Max and Vince podcast will go over in detail this. Maybe we'll have a guest. I don't know. It might just be Max and I learning about airplanes and sunscreen, all the things that Max wonders about. Friday, of course, is the big show, and then back again to another away days. It's all part of that season within the season. We're actually going to be in Minnesota. I will. You guys won't be either. I don't even know who I'm going to be there with, but I'll be in Minnesota.
Vince is going himself.
I know there's going to
By
be
himself.
there's going to be a bunch of
Live
supporters out there in Minnesota, so come find me, and let's just keep it rolling. Season within the season, undefeated in this booth. It's been great to have you guys. It's good to do an instant reaction with a win. It's been a while.
Bye, everyone.